What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for Mae Young Classic episode 7, I believe. Yes, for the quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic, where we had the final 8. We had 3 pretty good matches, and one very short but a heartbreaking match overall with the injury to Tegan Knox, which we all, if you were on social media back when these were taped, saw coming. We all knew it was going to happen. We didn't know when. If you didn't read spoilers, we didn't know if it was going to be in round 1, round 2, this round, or next round. But it's happened, and it is definitely a heartbreaker. I will have the diagnosis for said injury when we get to that match. But we start off with Meiko Satomura versus Lacey Lane. Now, of course, Meiko Satomura has had the match of the tournament so far with Mercedes Martinez, which was in the last round, which was a damn good match. That was in episode 5 of the Mae Young Classic, and who will be facing off against Lacey Lane in this course. And then we have because Meiko Satomura won this match, nobody in their right mind should have expected Lacey Lane to win this. But who Meiko Satomura will face in the semifinals will probably trump what she did to Mercedes Martinez. It should, but it doesn't mean it will. They shake and let's get this started. They lock up and Satomura gets Lane to the ropes. Lane gets out and they lock up again, and Satomura with a side headlock. Lane pushes her off and Satomura with a shoulder block. Lane tries to kick Satomura a couple times, but she stops that. She looks for a handshake because Lacey Lane's taking it to Satomura, and Lacey Lane just shoots her away, just smacks her hand away. It's like, I'm not respecting you. You already shook our hands. We're not going to do that. That did not make Meiko Satomura happy at all. Satomura decides to get a kick to the head, a kick to the ribs, and then she does the first kick, another kick which misses, but then the jump kick, she hits it as well, knocking Lane down. And Satomura has Lane up in the fireman's carry. Lane gets out and rolls through. Satomura tries to stomp on Lane. Lane moves, trips up Satomura, and kicks her in the head for a 2 count. German's blocked by Satomura, who gets a waistlock on Lane, who gets out and drops Satomura to her knees and misses a kick, but a super kick to Satomura for a 2 count. We get a kick to the head of Lane by Satomura, goes for another kick. Lane ducks that, but Satomura looks for an armbar. Lane fights that and gets the pin on Satomura, but only a 2. Satomura still has the armbar but Lane finally gets to the ropes. Satomura with a kick to the chest, then a suplex. Lane ducks a couple strikes to Satomura, and she hits some herself, sending her to the corner with some stiff elbows in the corner. Lane charges and hits a running knee in the corner, runs to the other corner and hits a crossbody, which was beautiful. Lane misses a kick. Satomura with a kick of her own picks up Lane and hits a Death Valley driver for the 3 count. Lane was frustrating Satomura the entire match as she got to the end. Like, Satomura was like, you know what? I am done with this. I'm going to kick you in the head. I'm going to put you on my shoulders, and I'm going to hit a Death Valley driver for the 3 count, which she did. So Meiko Satomura is the first of the final 4 to make it to next week's semifinals, with, of course, the winners of next week's show going to Evolution, which will be next Sunday. So the finals of the Mae Young Classic will happen just a few days before we get to the finals at Evolution. Lane does give a bow to Satomura. They hug as we see Io Shirai getting ready for her match, because the next match will be Io Shirai versus Deonna Purrazzo. Before we get to that, this match was a good match for Lacey Lane. She is definitely, no one should have expected Lacey Lane to win this match. She was definitely the underdog in this entire tournament. Even Michael Cole mentioned that nobody expected Lacey Lane to be here, but it's like who she faced. Like, Lacey Lane shouldn't expect to be here. She's like so young into her career, and I'm like, really? Who did Lacey Lane face in the first round? Vanessa Craven. Who did Lacey Lane face in the second round? Tanaya Conte. So out of the 2 people that she had faced before she faced Meiko Satomura, I actually would have picked Lacey Lane for both of those most likely, because the other 2 it didn't feel like they should have been in the Mae Young Classic at all, or even be threats. So this was Lacey Lane's first real test, and Lacey Lane could not pass Meiko Satomura, and she shouldn't have. Io Shirai vs. Deonna Purrazzo, another good match. None of these matches on this show has beaten Mercedes Martinez versus Meiko Satomura. But I have a feeling with the semifinals between who Miko Satomura is going to be facing, which will happen later in the main event, it's definitely going to probably be a damn good match and probably beat out Miko Satomura versus Mercedes Martinez. But I'm not going to hold the match. I won't dock points from or dock my thoughts on that match if it doesn't pass it. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, this match is better be better than that match. No. Saraya versus Deonna Purrazzo. They test the strength by these two women, a little different to the start. Purrazzo kicks out and looks to take advantage early. Shoulder tackle, then a handstand by Purrazzo, who then hits a Hurricane Rana on Saraya, but Saraya kips up out of it, which Saraya kipping up out of a Hurricane Rana is a thing of fucking beauty. I don't know how, that takes some talent to be able to do that. That's something you just can't teach. It's not like you're going to go into the performance center or any place to practice a couple moves and stuff and practice taking a Hurricane Rana to kip up out of it. That is just something you do on your own, and is definitely something that you are talented enough to do, and Shirai is definitely talented from that one move. You can see how talented she is. Hits a dropkick that sends Purrazzo to the outside. Suicide dive by Shirai, which the suicide dive here was a good suicide dive. We're going to talk about a suicide dive later. That definitely is a major heartbreaker for this entire tournament. Both women hits the steel ramp. Shirai sends Purrazzo back in for a 2 count. Scoop slam, then a handstand knee for a 2 count. Purrazzo is laying in the corner. Shirai puts the pressure with her boots. She looks to do the handstand out in the corner of boots, but Purrazzo moves out of the way. Gets a roll up for a 2 count. Small package by Shirai for a 2. Purrazzo then gets a jackknife pin for another 2. Shirai with a roll through double stomp to Purrazzo. Shirai taunts Purrazzo because she did that double stomp and she's just sitting there mocking her by holding her stomach. It was just something funny. Just a big right hand and an elbow. Purrazzo is dazed. Shirai with some elbows in the corner. Purrazzo fires back with a big chop, which that chop, when I say big chop, I mean a big chop, because you could hear it ring out in Full Sail with how hard she hit her with that chop. They trade some shots. Shirai bounces off the ropes. Purrazzo flips her over, then a back flip followed by a drop kick. Both women are down. Roundhouse kick by Purrazzo. Then knees to the face, then the rushing leg sweep into the Fujiwara armbar, but Shirai rolls her over for a 2 count, then into a crossface of her own. Purrazzo rolls over and gets a 2 count herself. Shirai with a palm strike, then a 619, a picture-perfect 619. Rey Mysterio, if you watch this match, on the network or whatever, probably was smiling because she did a damn good 619. And Michael Cole did mention that one of Shirai's heroes is Rey Mysterio, so nice paying homage to one of her heroes in this match. She does a nice little springboard missile drop kick for a 2 count. Shirai goes for a moonsault. Purrazzo stops that. Looks for a German. Shirai stops that, but Purrazzo kicks the hands of the injured hand. Hits 3 German suplexes. Shirai for a 2 count, then an armbar on Shirai again. Shirai gets a 2 count, but Shirai gets the crossface on Purrazzo. Purrazzo gets out, but Shirai with a knee to the face, then the meteor in the corner, followed by the Asai moonsault for the 3 count, and Io Shirai moves on. So, neither one of these two will face off in the semifinals, so half the bracket is filled, but we have to find out who their opponents would be. We still have 2 matches. And then we get to the next match, which is a heartbreaker. This match was sad to see what happened, and this match didn't go very long at all. Tegan Nox versus Rhea Ripley. Nox wanted to shake hands, but Rhea Ripley just slapped it away. Nox with a drop kick who sends Rhea Ripley to the outside, and then one of the worst things ever happened as she goes for her own suicide dive. And for whatever reason, when Nox went for this suicide dive, she brought her feet down and landed on her feet as she hit Rhea Ripley. Every time you usually see the suicide dive, you usually land with your legs out, but she brought her legs in, and she's hurt. You can just tell. Rhea Ripley shoves her off, and you could just see her Nox you could tell she's done. You could tell this match was going to be over. Ripley does pick her up with a press slam, gets a 2 count. I think if she was hurt, she should have just got the finish right there and just been that's it. But no. Ripley with a couple more strikes to Nox. Nox is in the corner. They bring the medic in. They actually quiet for a second so we can try and hear what she's saying. Nox tries to go, but kick by Ripley, and Ripley with an attack on Knox. Ripley tosses Knox in the corner, then a chop by Ripley, then another one. Knox is like, it does, Knox does get fired up, and she starts firing back. Ripley hits a drop kick, and the bell rings because Knox can no longer continue. Place goes absolutely quiet. You could hear a pin drop. As soon as that bell rung, before they announced who the winner was, you could hear a pin drop because the entire Full Sail went quiet. When Rhea Ripley wins, of course, a big thank you Tegan chant from the crowd, then a big ovation for Knox as she leaves with the help from the medical staff. We get another Tegan chant. Now, people are wondering because this of course was taped in August, I believe, or early. This was taped, I believe, in August or early September. And they didn't put out there, or they didn't have Tegan Knox tell you what happened to her injury, pretty much because they wanted this to air before anything else, even though they said she got injured in their own tweets. Knox tweeted the full extent of the damage, which reads pretty horrific on the face value of it. She suffered, and this is just horrible, dislocated kneecap, torn MCL and LCL, completely tore her ACL, both meniscuses, bone contusion, and a second fracture of her left knee. She destroyed her entire knee on a suicide dive. That is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Tegan Knox will be out for at least 12 to 14 months. At least. This is awful. The only injury that I can think of in all of sports that was like this would be Sean Livingston back when he was, I think, in his first or second year with the Clippers, and he went to get a block or something, and he landed, and his entire knee was destroyed. I think he had this same kind of injury where he tore everything, and he's a three-time NBA champ on the Golden State Warriors. I believe he's still there, and I think he's going for his third one this year, for a fourth one now, but his third one in a row with the Warriors. He has had a resurgence in his career. This right here, just for my opinion, thinks that maybe Tegan Knox as a performer was not meant to ever come to WWE, because this is her second knee injury since she came to WWE. Last time it was just a torn ACL. This time she has destroyed her entire other knee. So it's going to be tough for Tegan Knox simply to get back in the ring after this. I wish her a speedy recovery. It has been about a month or 2 months since this injury has happened, so she is on her road to recovery. I have known Tegan Knox since 2016 in the wrestling business because of What Culture Pro Wrestling. I've seen her wrestle there under her real name, Nixon Newell, and the matches that she's had with B. Priestley and others. She is a hell of a talent, and it is a damn shame that this has happened to her again. This one is worse than what she did last year with her other leg. So Tegan Knox is going to be out for a very, very long time. She probably will not return until next year. If in the Mae Young Classic, again, if they do another one, we'll definitely probably see her back there. Probably not going as far as she wanted to in this one. But the rumor going around, though, is that Tegan Knox was actually supposed to win this whole thing. Clearly, she was going to beat Rhea Ripley tonight. She was going to beat Rhea Ripley last night, and she was going to go into the semifinals to take on Miko Satomura. And they were probably going to have her beat Miko Satomura, but Io Shirai, not Miko Satomura. Miko Satomura is faking Toni Storm. Oop, that's more of that, but yeah. They were definitely going to have Tegan Knox beat Io Shirai, and it was going to be Tegan Knox in the finals, and they were talking about her winning the actual finals with Toni Storm winning the WWE UK Women's Championship, which I don't know if she actually did, which I kind of doubt that she actually won that title. But that was the plan, was that she was supposed to win this, and it was going to be Toni Storm and Tegan Knox feuding over the NXT UK Women's Championship, because Mae Young Classic winner versus NXT UK Women's Champion, it would have made sense. But with Tegan Knox's injury and she's out for a considerable long amount of time, it sucks. Now, I think don't know if I didn't read spoilers or not, but I'm pretty sure there was a non-spoiler list of who faces who in the first set of tapings for the NXT UK, and I'm pretty sure Tegan Knox was on at least 2 of those shows. So Tegan Knox this will not be the last time in this year that we will probably see Tegan Knox. We will probably most likely see her a couple more times for NXT UK, but for the Mae Young Classic, she of course is done. And again, I hope for her to have a speedy recovery. Final match of the quarterfinals, we had Mae Young versus Toni Storm. This was another good match. Like I said, nothing still has beat Meiko Satomura versus Mercedes Martinez, but we still have the semifinals and the finals. Unfortunately, with the finals, I think they're going to be a disappointment because they're not being run by Triple H. The finals of whoever it's going to be is going to be run by Vince McMahon. So all the great wrestling we've seen over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the Mae Young Classic is always just going to go down the toilet because Vince McMahon's running Evolution and not Triple H, and that's sad. Storm with a boot to Yim, then a knee to the chin in the corner for a 1 count. Storm with a kick to the face of Yim. Suplex by Storm for a 2 count. Storm stomps on the injured hand of Yim. And of course, Mae Young smacked the ring post with her hand, knocking and it's been taped ever since. That's been a that's going to lead to a downfall in this match. Uppercut by Storm, then another one looks for the Tiger Driver, which is not the Storm Zero. If you watched NXT UK yesterday, you would have saw the legit Storm Zero. The Tiger Driver is not the Storm Zero. It's just another way for WWE to try and say, well, we don't like your finisher on our stage, so we're going to show you're going to have to use this instead and call it this. No. Yim with a pin for a 2 count. Yim locks in a sleeper hold. Yim is in control with another pin for a 2. Yim gets some kind of submission. She had her in a stretch over her knees with her, like, pulling down on her. I don't know if that's like some kind of surfboard or something. Storm ends up flipping off of Mae Young's knees and just gets her on for a 2 count. Yim with a drop kick for a 2. Front face lock by Yim to slow down Toni Storm. Because if you let Toni Storm get too fast and furious, you're going to be lucking out. Rear naked choke with a waist lock by Yim, but Storm powers out of it and hits a spine buster. Beautiful looking spot. Drop toe hold by Yim, who gets a chin lock, then a kick to the Storm's chest. Then Yim kicks to the back of Storm's shoulder for a 2 count. Palm strap and kicks by Yim, then a Pele for a 2 count. Kicks by Yim, but Storm with a kick to the hand. Head collide, and when I say heads collide, like, I don't know if this was meant to happen, but these two hit so hard, I thought both of them were going to be down for the 10 count. Like, she kicked the hand, heads go forward, and both women are down. I was like, damn. I had to watch that again. I had to back that up on replay for a second just to see it again because that looked absolutely brutal. What is it with British men and women? Because Drew McIntyre does it too. What is it with the headbutt over there? Do they have like thicker skulls than us here in America? Because I see it a lot. Drew McIntyre does it all the time. They call it the Glasgow kiss. That is something that they should really stop doing because, of course, the whole concussion thing, that's going to hurt somebody worse than it should. These women trade shots, and when I mean shots, they were slapping the taste out of each other's mouths back and forth. I'm sure their jaws hurt the next day. Knee by Yim, but Storm with a suplex. Storm hits the hip check in the corner. Yim with a side suplex for a 2 count. Yim hits a powerbomb for another 2 count. She is trying to put Toni Storm away, and it's just not working. Goes for the eat the feet, which I don't know what they call it. Storm catches the bad hand. After that, hits a German suplex, hits the Tiger Driver for a 3 count, and Toni Storm is on to the semifinals, which was another good match. Toni Storm versus Meiko Satomura and Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. I heard that people booed the living hell out of Rhea Ripley, like she got like nuclear heat for the semifinals match, or for like after the Tegan Nox injury. I believe it was from Pro Wrestling Unlimited who actually had not the video, but they had word on Tegan Nox's injury and then said that she got booed. Like anybody who boos Rhea Ripley and those hated her because of the Tegan Nox injury, you can go fuck yourself because it was not her fault. She went out there to do her job. Somebody got injured because of something that was not her fault. Anybody who tries to give her extra hate because of that injury needs to go screw off. So next week we do have Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm versus Meiko Satomura. Calling it now, Storm versus Satomura should blow away Martinez versus Satomura. I hope it does. I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't. But Miko Satomura will lose to Toni Storm, and Rhea Ripley will lose to Io Shirai. Your finals at WWE Evolution will be Toni Storm versus Io Shirai. That is not that's not reading any spoilers or anything. That is just what I'm going with. Toni Storm is going to beat Miko Satomura, and Rhea Ripley is going to lose to Io Shirai. Rhea Ripley was supposed to lose to Tegan Nox. That is obvious, because it was quite clear that Tegan Nox was supposed to win that match. But injuries do happen. There is nothing we can do about that. Again, I wish a speedy recovery to Nixon Newell, aka Tegan Nox, and hope to see her back in 1 year's time or whenever she'll be back. But she is going to be out for a damn long time, and it sucks. That is your Mae Young Classic review. We do have one more of these before we get to WWE Evolution. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at TheFrance. Follow me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. And I will see you guys Saturday for the Unscripted, where we talk about Austin Aries and his departure from Impact Wrestling and much, much more. Until then, I'm getting out of here, and I'll see you guys soon.